All right, folks, so I have created a review sheet for you. This here is for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 test, which is next week. I have broken down each question that is being asked into different topics. And as you can see, I have done it by SPICE: social, political, interaction with man with the environment, cultural, economic, and then some miscellaneous questions. Okay. So, for example, if you are trying to review effect of Neolithic Revolution, I have this under economics. That means that there is going to be a question about the effect of the Neolithic Revolution, which would be economic in nature. If you notice here, I have cause and effect of Neolithic Revolution. I have that under interaction of man with environment. That means, again, that the cause and effect will be related to that theme. I also have cause and effect of Neolithic Revolution under social. So here you will be looking at the social aspects and knowing the causes and the effects. Again, I want to reiterate that each of these items here correspond to a question. And I have categorized it by SPICE so you can study appropriately. As far as the miscellaneous questions, they are not associated with SPICE, but they are things that you need to look up and understand. Limits to studying hunter-gatherer societies. Why are historians limited? How is it that they do study them? I've also included some images for you to look at. These images do appear on the test. This one here is an ancient Egyptian pyramid complex. I want you to look at this and think, who would have built this? Why would they have built it? How would they have built it? What does this tell you about Egyptian society? Okay. What does it tell you about their manpower? Okay. This here is a picture of trade routes, and this here is a picture of pyramids in Nubia. Well, we know there's pyramids in Egypt, but now we're seeing that there's pyramids in Nubia that Egypt traded with. So there's going to be some questions about trade routes and how cities that are close to trade routes prosper better than those that are further away. Again, you have to look at these images and you have to make some inferences based on the information that you already have learned. Next, I have the information that you need to study for the SAQ. Keep in mind that the SAQ is a separate test grade. You will have 2 different SAQs that I will choose at my discretion out of about 5 or 6 that I have written. But in order to be prepared for any eventuality, I want you to go ahead and review these items. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You could see patriarchy is going to be a big one. I have a couple of different SAQs on that. Chances of you having an SAQ on patriarchy is probably pretty high. There's also some questions about political leaders, development of the states. Again, that becomes a high chance you might get something like that. Probably one of the best ways you can study this is to actually look through your textbook again, look at Chapter 2s, look at Chapter 3, and see if you can answer some of these questions. Okay? You also want to look at this PowerPoint that I put on the Student Learning Hub. This PowerPoint is fantastic. It actually breaks down all the different parts of the key concept. You see it here, used to study for test, key concept PowerPoint. I want you to go into this PowerPoint. It's taking a second for it to pop up. And I want you to look through this PowerPoint. I want you to make notes. Okay, specifically, I want to show you something here. One of the things that I'm having you study for SAQ is how does culture unify a state? If you notice, sorry, wrong one. I have a few slides dedicated to that. How did culture unify states? Okay. I've even given you pieces of evidence. Okay. You need to be able to know this information and harvest it to answer the questions that are being posed. So that's something that you have that you can study. I also provided a snapshot of civilizations. I should say pre-classical civilizations. And if you open this, some of you may have already looked at this. It's been there from the beginning of the unit. You actually have all these civilizations, and it gives you the information on them. Okay, things that you need to know: social, political, religious, intellectual, technological, economic. It has even more information broken down than what we've covered in class, which is fine. This is, you see the social, political, religious, and intellectual. We put that under C for cultural. Anyway, this is something that you should study as well. So that's another tool for you. Now, going back to the spreadsheet that I put out there, I'm going to go ahead and add some of these things that I told you to look at. But again, I really want you to print this out. I want you to make notes. I want you to ask questions. And then come Tuesday and Wednesday when I see you in class, we're going to have very limited time to review. I want to make sure you come with focused questions that you can ask and that I can help clarify for you. I will see you on Monday, or rather Tuesday or Wednesday. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope this little video helps you to understand what it is that you can do to review.